Well, good morning, everybody. I'm glad to see we've got people joining us. As I'm looking at the comments there, I see we have Vera, and we have Stephen, and we have Felix, and we have grade three, the whole grade three class. So, welcome everybody to this morning's music class. And we're going to get started with the song that we've been learning just especially for the end of our school year. The one that was Let Your Light Shine, and that was super, super easy words. So let's see if we can do our Let Your Light Shine. We'll sing the chorus just to remind you in case you don't remember this one. So it goes, let your light shine, let your light shine, let your light shine all around the world. Let's try that again. I even got mixed up this morning. Let's try again. Let your light shine, let your light shine, let your light shine all around the world. Let your light shine, let your light shine, let your light shine all around the world. Okay, such an easy song. I should be getting mixed up with the words for this one. Okay, so we're going to try singing the verse part. And the words in the verse say, the stars up in the heavens shine upon us with their light. Each star has a special place in the sky. Well, each of us is special too, and we all have our place. So let your starlight shine. So we've been singing that for since the beginning of the week. So if you remember any of the words of the verse, you can join in with that. But I know you'll all know the chorus, okay? The stars up in the heavens shine upon us with their light. Each has a special place in the sky. Well, each of us is special too, and we all have a place. So let your starlight shine. Here we go. Let your light shine, let your light shine, let your light shine all around the world. Let your light shine, let your light shine, let your light shine all around the world. Okay, so if you managed to sing along, that's amazing. Great job. Let's just do the chorus one last time. Let your light shine, let your light shine, let your light shine all around the world. Let your light shine, let your light shine, let your light shine all around the world. Let your light shine all around the world. Okay, nice job if you managed to sing along with that. And then we've also been doing another song that we call Listen to the Water. And that one was a lot of fun because we were talking all about stuff that you could find if you went for a walk down by the river. And it goes, listen to the water rolling down the river. You try that with me, ready? Listen to the water rolling down the river. And then the next line is almost the same. Listen to the water rolling down the river. Your turn. Listen to the water rolling down the river. Okay, easy. So let's try that one. And then we'll go on to the verses, which are really super easy to sing along with. Here we go. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. We saw some birds by the waterside. We saw some birds by the waterside. We saw some birds by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. We saw some fish by the waterside. We saw some fish by the waterside. We saw some fish by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. We saw some ducks by the waterside. We saw some ducks by the waterside. We saw some ducks by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. We saw some flowers by the waterside. We saw some flowers by the waterside. We saw some flowers by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. Okay, nice job if you managed to sing along with us there. It's a pretty easy song, lots of repeated words there, so I think that's a really great song to start our class with today. So today is our live stream number 28. And so if you've been tuning in all the way from number 1, we're now at 28. So excellent job if you've been joining us all that time. Okay, so today we are going to be doing a little bit more about our composer that we were talking about. He was born in Venice, Italy, and way back in 1678. And I wonder if you guys remember who I'm talking about. We have been listening to some of his music called The Four Seasons. And we heard, first of all, some music from the spring and summer. And then we also heard some music from his autumn last time. So I wonder if you know which season's coming next. If we go spring, summer, autumn, and then it's going to be winter. So winter is going to be the next season. And our composer, there's a mystery name here. I wonder if anyone figured it out. Excellent job. Here we go. Felix knew it was Vivaldi. Great job, Felix. So we are learning all about Antonio Vivaldi. And as I mentioned at our last class, he was born such a long time ago that he would have been 342 years old if he was still alive today. And my point in mentioning that to you is that his beautiful music, and the most famous piece of music that he wrote was The Four Seasons. And that is really super popular all over the world. And when we're listening to music, it's very amazing to know that it stood the test of time and it's still popular 342 years later, and we're still listening to it. So that was a very, very talented composer that we're talking about. So, and we also have Vera, who mentioned that the season that we're going to be talking about today is winter. Oh, and talking of winter, that was a good segue, wasn't it? We have Miss Winter, who just decided to let us know here that we are lucky enough to have grade one with us. And let's see who's here with us in grade one. We have Mickey, Lulu, Tommy, Cohen, Remco, Josephina, Adia, Zoe M, Marta, and Parker. Wow, what a classroom full you have today, Miss Winter. Thank you for letting us know that you are all here and watching and listening and joining us with our music. Awesome. So we are now going to continue on with our 4 seasons, and we're going to get to our final movement or piece of music in the series of the 4 seasons. And we were just talking about on Monday about the instrument that Vivaldi played. Vivaldi played a stringed instrument, and we are going to be listening a little bit more to that today. And we're going to be hearing the instrument that he played, which was the violin. And we are also going to be hearing a little bit of the cello as well. As you know, that's the instrument that I play. So we're going to be hearing some violin and some cello today. And let's see, we have even more people that have joined us. We have Miss McNeil, who is joining us from kindergarten, and she says that they have 15 kindergartners. Wow, you got a big classroom full too, Miss McNeil. So thank you for joining us. That's wonderful. We have Allegra that's joined us too. And grade 3 has, Haley's let us know, Victor, Eva, Henry, Asia, Liam D, Ethan, Malachi, Catherine, Casper, and Liam W. Wow. Well, thank you so much for letting us know, Haley. That's fantastic to know that all these people are watching today. That's great. So, without further ado, let's carry on and do a little bit more about our winter song. Now, Vivaldi was, as I mentioned before, he had actually become a priest for a while, and they came up with a nickname for him because of his flowing red hair, and they called him the Red Priest because he had these locks of amazingly bright red hair. And Vivaldi was actually a very kind man, and Vivaldi actually worked with in an orphanage, and he taught music to people, children that had no parents, that went to the orphanage. And what he did was he created a little orchestra with everybody that he was teaching violin to. It was a little violin orchestra. And then he added other instruments to it. And he called each person, he gave them a last name, and their last name was the instrument that they played. So there was a very famous girl that was part of the orchestra, and her name was Katerina, and they called her Katerina Violin because she played the violin. And then they had another girl named Josephina, and they called her Josephina Flute because she played the flute. So that was very cool. And so Vivaldi was a very, very kind man, and he taught all of those children for free and gave them the gift of music. And so, and I notice here that Stephen was remembering the nickname was the Red Priest. Well done. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to just quickly play you a little bit of music from Winter. And it's a very beautiful melody that was originally written for violin, but I figured you'd probably get the same kind of idea if I play it on the cello. So I'm just going to just quickly hop on over to my cello there, and I will play you the little bit of music from Winter, and it's called Largo. Okay, here we go. So that is the beautiful piece of music that Vivaldi wrote called Largo. And it was Largo in Italian means slowly. And so you could tell that was a little bit slower than some of the other music that we listened to this week. And I have a cool piece of music that he wrote, and it's got a very special effect in it that the violin does, and it's called a trill. Now, a trill is something that moves from one note to another really fast. I wonder if I can quickly show you on my cello here. I'll bring it closer so you can see. So on the cello, a trill, if you see my fingers here, would go like this. You hear that? And when we have a trill like that in Vivaldi's music, that was supposed to be showing us how cold it was. If you can imagine, every time you hear the trill part, that it's somebody shivering, then you'll find that he actually did a wonderful job of writing very wintry feeling music. Oh, and Miss McNeil says that the kindergartners really liked that piece of music and some of them were dancing. Well, I am so happy to hear that, Miss McNeil. Thank you for sharing that. That's wonderful. Well, for this winter music that I'm going to show you right now, and I'm going to help us listen to it because I came up with a special little map just to help us kind of know what's going on. So we can see some footprints that we're going to slowly be going through the snow with our footprints. And then when we get to here, this is when the violin starts playing. And then do you see, I'll put it a bit closer. Do you see our shivery guy at the end of each snowflake there? So, and we're going to have those little shivers, those trills that I was talking about. And Felix is very helpful. He's telling us that you can do trills on the piano too. Yes, you totally can do trills on the piano too. So like, and that's great. Thank you for sharing that with us, Felix. So I'm going to use this special little map that I made just to show you all about the music. So let's see if we can cue up our music and start. Okay. Okay, footprints. Here we go. Getting closer. Okay, so did you think that the trills were very cool? Do you think that was really kind of like a shivery kind of sound? I thought Vivaldi did a really good idea putting the trills in the music to make it sound like it was a very chilly, shivery, wintry day. And that is amazing. So I'm going to see, didn't work last time, but let's see if it works this time, if our music will play that for us one more time. I think it might today. We'll see. We'll give it a shot. Lucky. Here we go. Okay, get ready. Third one. get ready. See if you can be the person that shivers when we get to it. Ready, and... And the last time. Okay. All right. I think you guys got the idea for that, of how well that Vivaldi wrote that music. I was very, very impressed with that when I heard it, and so I hope that you were able to kind of feel the brr when we got to those parts at the end. Okay, so I am going to. I looked on the comments after the last class, and I found some interesting verses for our "Down by the Bay" song. And so let me just quickly pull those up for us. Here we go. We had some interesting verses. So these are the ones that I am going to do right now. And if anybody decides that they have another good rhyming pair of words that might fit in our song, if we have time, we'll see if we can fit those in as well. Okay, so we're going to do "Down by the Bay," and you can see at the bottom there, that scrolling along the bottom of your screen, people came up with some really good rhyming words. Marta came up with "a fish sitting in a dish." Do you hear how fish and dish rhyme? So we're going to start with that one, and then we'll go through the rest that are on there. And if we come up with any other good ones, then we'll type them in. And if we have time, we'll see if we can do those too. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a fish sitting in a dish? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a rat sitting in a hat down by the bay? So those were both from Marta, which she watched on Wednesday. Now we're going to do Evan. Did you ever see a frog playing with a dog? Okay. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a frog playing with a dog down by the bay? Okay, nice one. So then the next one was from Felix, and he said, did you ever see a bat pouncing on a hat? Okay, nice one. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a bat pouncing on a hat down by the bay? Okay. And we have Stephen that came up with a good one. Did you ever see a cat wearing a hat? Nice one. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a cat wearing a hat down by the bay? Okay, and then we got a crazy one from Allegra. Did you ever see a bed wearing a shed? Wow, that would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a bed wearing a shed down by the bay? Okay. And then we've got Lulu in grade 1 who has thought of, did you ever see a llama wearing pajamas? Nice one. Down by the bay where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a llama wearing pajamas down by the bay? And, oh, Josephina's a cat wearing a hat. Okay, down by the bay where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a cat wearing a hat down by the bay? And I always had a favorite one, was the Raffy one, was the whale with the polka dot tail. Let's try that one. Down by the bay where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a whale with a polka dot tail down by the bay? Okay, I'm trying to read the comments at the same time, so it's sometimes I get all mixed up here. Okay, and got some suggestions that are coming up, but maybe some of them don't always rhyme quite so well. But let's see. That's how I do the cow one, but that's how I talk about a cow who didn't know how. Ready? Down by the bay where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a cow that didn't know how down by the bay? And I think we'll do a last one. Oh, all right, we'll do Marta's. Do you ever see a lamb eating some ham? Okay, here we go. Down by the bay where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a lamb eating some ham down by the bay? Okay, and I see Asia's favorite. Did you ever see a man eating a pecan? Like that one too. Down by the bay where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a man eating a pecan down by the bay? Okay, and the really last one, we'll do Felix's. Stoat sailing in a boat. Down by the bay where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a stoat sailing in a boat down by the bay? Oh, and we got one more. Okay, we'll squeeze it in. Lulu and Marta. A bat singing for a hat. Okay, last one. Down by the bay where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a bat singing for a hat down by the bay? Okay, great ideas today, and thank you to all of the people out there and the teachers for typing so fast so we could get them into our song before the end of the class. So Wonderful job, guys. That's great. And if you come up with any really good ones, we'll probably do it again on Monday. So if you're still thinking of those rhyming words or you didn't get yours in on time, then type it on into the comments. And then, like I say, I always check because then I type them into the bottom of our little banner at the bottom. And then that way we're able to add them in. And then it keeps me on track too. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us today. We had a lot of fun and we learned a bit more about Vivaldi and learned a little bit more about his music for winter. Okay. Oh, we got a great one from Josephina for next time. An owl wearing a towel. Oh, I think we'll put that one will be our starting one next one on Monday. Awesome. Okay, so we will see you all on Monday, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you very soon. Bye for now.